Hi, how are you? It's Travis here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior. Today we are back in Stranglethorn Vale, guys.
Master
And
Nessie has a big hunt.
we are going to continue.
You are learning, adventurer. Let us test your skills with the
Questinger.
mature cats now. Kill
With
10
him and
Stranglethorn
Nessie.
tigers this time out.
But I think we will focus on getting the young Panthers now. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be in STV, but I hope we don't die. But I think we'll be okay today. We got level 36 last episode. And we increased our crit with axes by 1%, so that's pretty good. And I think we are now ready for Scarlet Monastery Library, guys. So I may try to get into a dungeon group for that so we can get the key for SM. We could potentially do Armory as well and try to start getting all that warrior loot, but have to see what type of group we could get into. I want to do some quests for a little bit, though. I at least want to finish up the raptor quest we got. We are hitting hard with this axe, guys. Pretty damn good. Probably have a bite to eat after this. I'll have some more boiled clams. And we got 10 eggs last episode and a little bit of raptor flesh. Help us level up our cooking. Let's get ourselves a food buff. And I heard Discord might become a public company, which means it will, be on the stock market. It's kind of crazy that a voice over internet protocol is making enough money to actually, be a public company that's traded on the stock market. It's kind of wild. It's too bad Ventrilo didn't, do what Discord did, man. I loved Vent. That was the old school VoIP that everybody used to use back in the day. That and Skype, but Ventrilo was better than Skype. Much better. It's a lot. Discord clearly took a lot from Ventrilo. All right, so we're looking for... Is that a Panther there? Nice. A little bit rough to find. And we finished It Takes Two. Pretty awesome co-op game. Probably my favorite co-op game that I ever played. And a lot of people say that about It Takes Two. The gameplay is awesome. They do a great job with it. A lot of fun, little gimmicks you can do. And it's a bit challenging, but it's not challenging to the point where it's, a complete headache. Where you would get stuck for hours. It's not like, a Dark Souls type game. But it is a bit challenging to where you can get stuck in some spots. Me and Touch didn't really have too much trouble though. But we did die quite a bit. The game's pretty damn forgiving if you die. It takes both people, like characters to die for there to be a reset, and usually when it does reset, you don't really get put too far back from where you were. It's not like you have to restart the level all over again, right? They could make a hard mode in that game where, you know, if the character, it'd be kind of cool if the character dies, he's gone for the level. And then maybe they could have checkpoints where you could like try to revive your partner. Because really you just have to wait like 5 seconds and your partner's, you know, back. It's not too bad at all. What do we got over here? Tin vein. Wish we had skinning here, man. Would have got a lot of skinning done in this zone. I only have any more Panthers. 3 more Panthers. Should be a few over here. I wonder if we can get the tin. I'm kind of worried though. We're a little close to this compound, which is a little bit dangerous. Yeah, the Curzon compound. This is an Alliance questing hub. Well, they don't quest here, but the Alliance fight these Curzon. Dangerous question. You actually fight a general that's inside this like cave. It's a pretty deep cave. Cool quest. Started his own little militia in Stranglethorn Vale. Supposedly they're in like a troll voodoo trance. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the ogres. It's something going on with the trolls that they think is making the Curzon go crazy. Having trouble finding these Panthers. There's a graveyard there. Let's try to stay away from the graveyard. Bad luck as a hardcore player to get close to a graveyard. And I seen a Reddit post of somebody saying they just finished their first full run of Blackrock Depths, and it couldn't have been better. True MMO experience. It is an amazing dungeon, Blackrock Depths. I would say it's probably my favorite dungeon of all time. It's almost like a raid, which is cool. You can get lost in Blackrock Depths pretty damn easily. Really having trouble finding Panthers here, guys. Unless Druid went down. There we go. A couple over here. We'll be able to finish it off with these 3. 47 Druid died in Desolus. To Khan Haratha. Well, I fought a Khan. Very brave. I was actually fighting Khans on the mage, souling them. I wonder if that's what the Druid was trying to do. You have to use like an amulet to summon them. They're elites. They're pretty tough. I don't think I would have been able to handle them if I didn't have, you know, a ranged class that could also slow them down and pretty much not get touched. Got a lot of health. I think I was pretty much, yeah, same level as the Druid fighting them. Get a good trinket, though, for Feral. If you finish the quest, I think it's a trinket called Mark of the Chosen. And what it does is if every time you get hit, there's a chance that you can proc 25 plus 25 all stats or something like that. Pretty good buff. And a lot of people don't even have, like, they're like 2 trinkets at that level, so getting a trinket there is pretty damn good. It'd be awesome to actually get that on a warrior, but you probably want to be in a group for that. That would be an awesome trinket for our warrior. Kind of crappy if you're a range class, though, because you don't really get hit, so the trinket rarely ever procs. Let's fight this Panther. We're going to turn this in, then we're going to head over here, and then we'll deal with the tigers and the next set of panthers. And then we'll finish off the Lashtail raptors, and then maybe we'll be a little bit too low of a level for the 3rd round. I think we'll be able to take down the tigers, but I'm not too sure about the panthers and raptors for the 3rd quest. It'll be kind of tough. I think they're like level 40, the raptors, so we'll have to come back later for that. But I'm happy we're getting this done now because we're getting a decent amount of XP for it.
Adventurer. Now you're ready to turn it up a notch. If you want to prove yourself worthy of socializing with the likes of these big game hunters, you'll need to prove that you can kill 10 panthers. Those big boys are tougher. They're not as easy as the young ones you were killing earlier.
And Sony is now leasing PlayStation 5s. It's kind of wild. I never thought. And so pretty much you can pay like a monthly fee to play. I think they do it in Japan and the UK. You can pay a monthly fee to get to rent out a PS5. Pretty cool if you're traveling, and you just want to rip some games in your hotel. You can just lease it for a month. I mean, people usually don't travel for that long though. Not a bad idea. We're getting wrecked by this by these trolls, dude. Troll hit us quite a bit. We got a tusk though, so that was good. Another thing we can do here is farm tusks. Scavengers are kind of tough though. Don't want to pull too many of them. And they enrage at the end, so you kind of want to be able to finish them off. You have execute, so we could. It's a good ability to use there. Go up here though. We'll focus on the panthers and the tigers. Just up here. Short John Mithril. Army Hardies. I'd be having some extra treasure that I'd be giving away at the Gurubashi Arena. All you need to do is collect it, open the chest. I leave it on the arena floor. Pretty dangerous to go there and actually go and get it. I assume there's probably some people trolling there with the rogues, waiting for people to go in the arenas. They could get ganked. But you can get an awesome trinket there. I wouldn't do it in hardcore, but if it wasn't hardcore, I might go check it out. I'm not too sure what the price is, though. I think the monthly price to rent one out. I wonder how many times you could rent it before you could have owned one, right? Like, what would be a fair price per month for a PS5? Not too sure. $50? Something like that. Could be a little too much. Maybe 40. 30 to 40. I'll execute him there. There you go. I've done that in a while. Bandage up here. This one guy said he knows the map of Azeroth better than his own country. I think that would apply to me too. Canada's pretty damn big. Right? It's a big map, Canada, so I guess that applies to me as well. It is a nostalgic game for a lot of people, including myself. I don't think it's the most nostalgic game for me because I played a little later into my teen years. I think my most nostalgic games are Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and StarCraft. StarCraft is probably my most nostalgic game. I really loved StarCraft as a kid. I think it's like the first game I really got addicted to. And it's cool how they're still they still have tournaments for the original StarCraft in Korea. They have a tournament called SSL. And it's broadcasted on YouTube. They have English broadcasters that have been doing it for a while. Artosis and Tasteless. Probably one of the most iconic casting duos in all of esports. And yeah, they're gonna have a tournament coming up called SSL Spring. And I'm looking forward to that, starting in a few days, actually. Recommend checking it out if you're into, just RTS games. High-level RTS gameplay. The player that won is on a 3-peat. His name's Soulkey. He plays Zerg. It's my favorite race. And he could 4-peat here, which is kind of crazy. That would make him probably one of the best players of all time. And there's a player that was supposed to come back and play. His name is Flash, but he's not. I was kind of disappointed when I heard that he's not going to be playing for this season. Because because he did make a comeback announcement. Everyone thought he was going to come back this season, but I guess not. I guess he needs at least a year to feel like he's good enough to play. It's a pretty challenging game to play. You need to... All the players at the pro level have like over 300 APM, as 300 actions per minute, which is insane. And it's not just, you know, a mindless clicking game. Like it's strategic as well. So you have to, you know, be able to read strategy and stuff like that, and know when you should like change your strategy based on the information you find out, or based on what your opponent's doing. Big crit there. Probably gonna run out of bandages soon. How much more? Not too much more milk. I'll probably craft the final 3 here. Got this page. We'll vendor it. But yeah, Flash came back. The way I would compare it is like Tom Brady coming out of retirement and Solkey, who's the third player that's going on 4P. He's like Patrick Mahomes. And then eventually they meet, you know, in the playoffs. And, you know, Tom Brady wins. And so it's kind of wild how Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes. But that's what it's kind of like. Flash is considered like the greatest StarCraft player of all time. So him coming back is kind of a big deal. For, you know, StarCraft fans. So I'll be watching that. It's been a while. I haven't watched like StarCraft in like 6 months, so I just kind of look forward to these seasons. It's really the only esport I kind of follow. And StarCraft is actually the granddaddy of esports. Esports kind of was birthed by StarCraft. There was huge tournaments in Korea back in the 90s. And they had like, you know, arenas. I wouldn't say arenas, but they had like pretty big crowds watching people play. And that was the first like glimpse of what esports could be like. It's kind of sad what happened to esports. It's kind of been ruined by the gaming companies that own the games. Specifically, you know, Blizzard. Like none of the Blizzard esports really have survived, really, right? Like look at Overwatch. They kept it in the Blizzard ecosystem, kept control of it. Same with StarCraft 2 and StarCraft. It didn't work out, so now StarCraft's doing its own thing. You know what I mean? The community's dealing with it now, and I think that's a better way of doing it. Gaming companies should kind of keep their hands off of it. I know it's like an opportunity to make money, but it just runs better when you allow a bunch of people to like set up tournaments and events for people to enjoy without it being controlled by the gaming companies. Riot does that as well with the North American League. I don't know if Riot controls the ones over in Asia though, for League of Legends. We got any more food here? Look at this. That's kind of annoying. I hate when it just updated the add-on too, and it's like already getting it. It's kind of annoying add-on, Bagnon. always has trouble like working. Oh, it works. It's just I can't like click on things in my bag. It's pretty bad in hardcore. But Dota, you know, like they don't really like Valve, you know, another win for Steam. You know, Valve, they don't control any of that crap. You know, or not crap, but they don't oversee the esports part of Dota 2, right? They let the international take place, and the international is insane. It exploded, like 5 years ago. It's kind of been dwindling ever since, you know, COVID. COVID kind of ruined esports, I think. Just kind of weird. You know, because esports is kind of like you watch it online, you think it would grow. But ever since the end of COVID, it kind of dropped a bit. I guess people aren't investing as much into it anymore. I'm gonna deposit down here. Come on, I'm missing so much. We'll be okay here. Do have this chest on that gives us rage. Kind of saving it for an emergency. If we ever need rage too, you know. Intimidating shout. It's a good combo there. Still need more tigers? Yeah, we need one more. Kind of a cool little Reddit post here. This guy just started a guild and he's looking for advice. Let's see what he says here. So I've been playing with my girlfriend and we joined plenty of guilds, some odd, some cool. But she really wanted to start her own, so we did. I'm honestly excited and up for the challenge, but I'm new to leadership in regards to guilds. In WoW, especially Classic. That's a nice crit there. And I'm looking for some pointers. Is there anything from your experience that you wish you did before, or would you recommend me doing? Don't do it. That's what I would recommend. Unless you want a part-time job. Hey, out of love. Love for the game. Oh, Panther there. Okay. I found an add-on for Guildmaster. I forgot the name. I'm on a break. And one to invite people in certain level brackets. and such to set up a message/invite system so I can grow the guild. What I will be concerned about is not only retention, but when we potentially do raids, how to hand out loot effectively and fairly. I like loot council. I like a transparent loot council. I think that always works well. Let's get a food buff here. I should say this is a casual, semi-casual. I love it. Semi-hardcore. You're either hardcore or you're not. That's kind of how I look at it. You can't be semi-hardcore, where you're a little bit... I don't know how we got that before the road. But he says casual, semi-casual guild, so we aren't parsing, but I'm not looking to wipe 15 times. Well, you're not looking to wipe 15 times. He should just say he's semi-hardcore, so we're kind of serious. But we're not speed running, to put it that way. I think if you're a guild that's into speed running, you're kind of a little bit into the hardcore type of play. Like if your guild's into like clearing raids faster and competing with other guilds for like raid times, clear times, I mean, then I would consider that to be hardcore. Some people wouldn't, though. I consider that hardcore. Some people call it semi-hardcore, maybe. I'm not too sure. I think that's hardcore. If you're like required to get world buffs, all your consumes, it's quite the commitment. And then also like be good at your class, where you're like trying to go fast to get, you know, faster clear times to compete with other guilds on the server, then yeah, I'd say that's pretty hardcore. I think anything other than that is casual. And then there's like levels to how casual you are. Like if you don't require, you know, world buffs or consumes and stuff like that, then I'd say that's like super casual. But yeah, I would tell the guy, I don't know, I would tell him just get a transparent loot council. That's like, that really helps deal with a lot of guild drama, you know? If people know that they're up next for loot and everybody else knows that they're going to probably get it, then, you know, you can't really have that much loot drama. And it kind of takes away favoritism. And how it works is, at the beginning of every tier, there's like a loot list, and then people can say, this is the item I want the most, so that would be their first item, and then there's their second most wanted item. So on and so on. I think we're okay here. Am I in combat? Oh yeah, it's because of the ability. I always forget about that. You use Blood Rage during combat. And then people can look on a spreadsheet and it'll show that, you know, you're up next for loot. And then sometimes you're tied with somebody, like that's their number one item, that's your number one item. And then either it can be decided via the loot council, like, you know, the officers and guild master, or you can just, or they can just roll for it. I think we're okay here. But it's tough running a guild. I don't know what he's playing, like Season of Mass, Season of Discovery, or... I think the most annoying part about guilds is the recruitment boss. That's like the hardest boss for a guild, is just recruiting people that are actually willing to, you know, invest their time into raiding with you every week. And it's competitive, too. It's just like jobs, right? Like the companies want the best best people working for them. Same things with raids. Guilds want the best players playing with them, and the players tend to go to guilds, but the players that most people want in a guild usually go to the I guess the guilds that don't wipe, right? As much. If you do wipe a lot, you can end up getting, like, your good players will end up getting poached by other guilds, and then you get them gear and then they leave. It happens quite a bit. I actually used to do that. Like, I would poach players from other guilds. Like, I would check their logs, and I had to... But you do that to survive, right? You need 40 people every week. If you don't bring 40 people, like say you miss a raid week, or even 2 weeks, that never happened to us. But if you miss 2 weeks, the guild's pretty much done. People just leave and go somewhere else. So you gotta like recruit to survive. Yeah, poaching's a big thing in Classic. That's why it's just better to be a player. Right? Just hop around until you find a spot where you like really vibe with the community and you like the play style of the people you're playing with. Because you really don't owe your guild anything, right? Like you're giving them your time, you're showing up, you're putting in your best effort. You don't have to be you don't have, just because you don't have to stick with them. But like what I usually do is I stick with a guild for the entire tier. So say like Ulduar comes out and I'm in a guild, I'm gonna stay with them for the entirety of Ulduar unless things like get completely terrible or the guild falls apart. And then at the end of Ulduar, when a new like raid's coming out, I'll leave the guild and then go. If I don't like the guild, I'll leave the guild and then go to another guild. So that gives the guild, a decent amount of time to find someone else before the new raid tier comes out. That's like the best way to leave a guild, I think, because you're at least giving them time to find people before they have to progress through a new raid. If you leave like mid-progression, it is pretty lame. Because they've given you, gear for the raid. And, they're still trying to progress through it, and then you just leave. It kind of sucks. That's what I did on the Boomkin. I was in a guild that I felt wasn't going to be able to clear Icecrown Citadel. And I was right. They didn't clear Icecrown Citadel. I wanted to do it on Heroic, and they didn't do it on Heroic. So I left at the end of Trial of the Grand Crusader, and I went to a guild that was just a little bit. It just was bad. I just a better guild, pretty much. And we still had a rough time getting Heroic Lich King down, but we did it eventually. It's a hard boss, Heroic Lich King. It's actually kind of tough. I know there's guilds out there that cleared it on the first day, but those guilds are pretty special. You put a lot of prep into to being able to do that. It's not like they do it their first try. They're practicing on the public test realms for I don't know, over maybe 30 hours practicing, right? So when it comes out, they know what they're doing. That's another sign of your guild's kind of hardcore. If they're telling you to go into, like, log into a public test realm and practice the raid before it comes out, that's pretty. I'd say that's more on the hardcore side. And the only reason why you're doing that is because you're trying to compete with other guilds on the server to clear the raid faster, right? And it's nice when people go in and they already kind of know what they're doing, because you don't want to wipe. People hate dying, right? But it's lame at the same time, because you're not like, it's not like back in the day where people, like, the raids were completely new and everyone's just figuring it out for the first time. It's one cool thing about retail, like, the raids are usually new. I think there's PTR for new raids in retail, so here, we'll go turn this in here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's PTR for new raids, so guilds can kind of learn about them before they can, or learn about the mechanics before they come out. But they don't show the mythic version, though. That's another cool thing to watch sometimes. I don't usually watch the whole thing because it's a lot of wipes, but the mythic retail raids.
Your duty was performed with honor, adventurer. When we first arrived in this jungle, we did not intend to wage war on the local tribes. Our mission to supply Stonard is of the highest priority, but complications have arisen. A local band of ogres has occupied the Meja ruins to the southeast of Gromgol. Despite warnings, they continue to ambush our supply caravans. I am putting you in charge of dealing with these uncooperative ogres. Travel to the ruins and attempt to drive them from the area. At the very least, it will send a firm message.
Yeah. This guy said hello. Hello back. Yeah, the Race the World First is pretty interesting to watch. It's like it's a pretty cool esport. And there's always like a battle between Europe and North America. Sometimes China wins, or Asia wins, South Korea. But it's usually a battle between, a North American guild versus a European guild. Give us more eggs. So far, a few more raptors here. There we go. That's a nice way to start the fight with a crit. Oh, crap, dude. Dude, what are you doing? Stop running, bro. What's this guy doing? He's gonna die. Like, why are you running, bro? I might be in trouble. Kind of scared me a bit. I think it's probably a higher level though. Like, why was he? That's probably why he's running through like that. It's a priest as well. Priest can kind of do that stuff. Yeah, I did so much poaching back back 2019, 2020. Some guild had like a Reddit post about me, like telling me like they were upset that I was doing that. And a lot of people like commented saying it's nothing wrong with it. It's just like sports. You know, poaching is just something that happens. Like, it's fair, right? Like, you can't really hold your guild mates hostage. And we got poached too. It's just how it goes. Everyone's just trying to survive. Survive another week, I guess, right? There was like a Fairly in a Discord. I don't know if it's still there.
Now that's how you get a trophy or two over the old hearth. Nice killing, adventurer. Let's see how you handle this next challenge.
Here.
There is a cagey breed of raptor out there. We call them jungle stalkers. They are far more difficult to track down and kill than the other breeds you've been trying your luck at. Kill 10 jungle stalkers, and I'll tip you off to the best hunting yet.
I am impressed, adventurer. You are progressing quite well. Now I'm going to up the stakes on you and truly test your skill. Prove to me you can kill 10 Elder Stranglethorn tigers. If you can do that, you will be ready for your final challenge before I declare you a Master Tiger Hunter in Master Nessingwary's presence. Elder Stranglethorn tigers are not only the most difficult to find, they are also the fiercest to defeat.
Perfectly executed, adventurer. Now the hard part. A true panther hunter can show skill by dropping Shadowmaw panthers, the deadliest in Stranglethorn. Prove to us that you can slay 10 of these beasts. If you think they are hard to track, wait until you attempt to slay one.
All right, well, there we go. We're in the third round now of that quest chain. I think it's a good time to take a break from that, and then we're gonna focus more on.
I'm listening.
I wonder where I can get cooking stuff.
Embrace the shadow.
Need hot spices. They don't really have that here.
Embrace the shadow.
I wonder if I have to go to Yonder City for that. We're gonna focus more on Scarlet Monastery now. It's gonna be the plan.
Rest your weary bones for a spell.
No. You'd think it would have been those vendors we just talked to outside. These are all trainers up here. That was good. We survived Stranglethorn Vale for a bit. We got level 36. It's too bad we can't cook this meat. I'm not too sure what we'll do. Maybe next episode we'll head down to Undercity, do some stuff there, or maybe we'll just go right to Scarlet Monastery. I'll try to find a group. And we can get into Armory now at 36. I don't know how that'll be, but probably queue up for all of them. These guys want to do Cathedral. I don't know if I could do it at that level. Yeah, guys, that's going to be the end of today's episode. Next episode, hopefully we can get into a group for Scarlet Monastery. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.